YouTube. This is my first deck profile video. This is my Reptile deck, and I'm going to try to do one or two more of these because I've got a couple other decks I want to put up online. But let's get started with monsters. I put 3 Reptilian Nagas in this deck for its ability to not be destroyed and to cut my opponent's attack to 0. I've got 2 Gardnas. I want to put one more in here, but I can't seem to find one. I don't know why, but I had a third one but went missing somewhere. 2 Reptilian Vipers for easy synchro summoning and monster control when I cut down their attack. I put 3 Scyllas in here for mainly high attack and the fact that if I destroy an opponent's monster with no attack, I can take control of it from the graveyard. 1 Evil Dragon Anata for easy card destruction and high attack. 1 Tragodia for a strategy that I thought of that I'll explain when we get to the extra deck, but mainly for high attack and the level copy ability. Venom Minion, King of Poisonous Snakes. He's mainly used for high attack. If my opponent happens to have a Venom Swamp, he's unaffected, and I can remove a reptile to bring him back from the graveyard if he's destroyed by battle. I put a Lion Alligator and a Spawn Alligator in here. Lion Alligator for its piercing effect for all reptiles, and Spawn Alligator for when I tribute a reptile to summon it, I get that reptile back at the end phase. Dark Arm Dragon, because my deck's mostly dark attribute, I can summon him pretty quickly. Reptilian Medusa. Just send any card from my hand to the graveyard. Monsters have no attack points and can't change battle position. Battle Fader for when I'm attacked directly, I can just summon it in defense mode and I take no damage and its battle phase is ended. Reptilian Vasky. Get my opponent's monsters down to 0, at least 2 of them. I can sacrifice them to summon this. Plus, I can also destroy a monster on their side of the field that's face up, and I can still attack with him that turn. Desphero Olymp, just have him face down, flip him up, or flip him up when he's being attacked. I get any card in my graveyard back to my deck. Then the last monster is Rainbow Dark Dragon. Remove 7 different dark attribute monsters from my graveyard with different names. I can summon him. I've easily got that many, so get him out pretty easily. Now for spells. Recurring Nightmare usually gets 2 monsters with 0 defense back from my graveyard, so I can get 2 Nagas, or a Naga and a Viper, or 2 Vipers, or Rainbow Dark and Vasky and whatnot. Viper's Rebirth, get any non-tuner reptile from my graveyard, bring it back for a turn. Usually use that for Gardna, so that I can destroy him at the end of the turn with its effect and get a Naga or a Vasky. Scapegoat, I just recently found out wasn't banned, so I put it in here for easy defense with tokens. Allure of Darkness, I just draw 2 cards and banish a dark monster. No biggie. The Shallow Grave, usually use it to get Naga or Gardna back. Pretty easy. Obviously a Monster Reborn, gotta have that. And a Gold Sarcophagus to get any card I want out of play for 2 turns and then back to my hand. That was the last of spells. And now for traps. 2 Magic Cylinders, because I like inflicting damage to my opponent. 1 Offering to the Snake Deity, kind of like Icarus attack, but with reptile types. You target a reptile, then target 2 cards, and they're all destroyed. Thinking of putting another one in here, not so sure. The Golden Apples, I take damage, then I gain that damage back, then I summon a Malice token with an attack and defense equal to the amount of damage I took. Damage equals reptile. Just send Naga, or like when I'm in a battle with Naga or something like that and they're in attack mode, I can get a reptile out of my deck, usually Naga, Gardna, or Viper, because they have no attack points, and special summon it. Divine Wrath, my opponent uses an effect like Dark Arm Dragon, I can just negate it and send it to the graveyard. Gravity Bind, which is part of that strategy I was talking about, usually stops high-level monsters so that I can not be attacked. Sakuretsu Armor, so I can destroy an attacking monster. Scrap Iron Scarecrow so I can negate an attack and play it back down. 2 Snake Whistles for easy reptile summoning, usually Gardna or Naga. Alien Brain so I can take control of an opponent's high attacking monster that destroys mine and treats it as a reptile. Bottomless Trap Hole to get rid of annoying high level monsters or high attack. Ceasefire for when I've got a face down and my opponent goes to summon a bunch of effect monsters. I can just flip this up and they take 500 points for every effect monster. Blast held by a tribute, kind of like Mirror Force, but a tribute summon monster has to attack. But the perk is I get to inflict 1,000 points of damage. Return from the different dimensions important to have in here because most of my monsters go out of play with Dark Arm Dragon or Evil Dragon or Ven Minions effect. I can bring them back in easy synchro summoning. Perennial Tribute, just sacrifice, or not sacrifice, but when a monster is summoned, they're all destroyed. Just gets rid of everything. Mirror Force, like I explained earlier, kind of like Blast held, but all it needs is a monster to attack. 2 Draining Shields, because sometimes my life points will go down pretty easily, and I can use these to bring it back up. Michizure, say Garden is destroyed, and I can use its effect. I can also use this to destroy a monster. And the last trap card is obviously Starlight Road. Say someone uses Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, or Mirror Force. Just activate this, negates that, and I get a free Stardust Dragon from my extra deck. Now for the extra deck. Baby Turagan is a big part of this extra strategy I was talking about. Pretty much manage to have a level 1 monster in the graveyard, summon Baby Turagan, get a Gravity Bind on the field, and summon Tragodia. Use Baby Turagan's effect, send one of the materials. After using of the level 1 monster, Tragodia will become a level 1, then Baby Dragon will detach a material to let Tragodia attack directly. Flame Veil Arquezas, easy synchro summoning, usually piercing, and then gets extra attack points for every time it does damage. Sea Dragon Lord gives Shieldin. Kind of hard to get out now that I took Gorgon out of my deck, but just take control of a level 3 monster. I can tune it with Viper, and if a level 3 or lower monster on the field is sent to the graveyard, his attack goes up by 700 and becomes a 3000 until the end of the turn. Red Dragon Archfiend and Blackwing Dragon are nice to have in here. Don't really use them much, but they're nice to have. Dark End, obviously, for a dark deck. Ancient Fairy Dragon's not really used much anymore because I don't have field spells in this deck, but I can just special summon a monster with them if I wanted to. Infernity Doom Dragon and Void Ogre Dragon are kind of alike because they both require to have no cards in the hand, but he destroys a monster and inflicts half the attack to my opponent's life points, and he can negate a spell or trap and destroy it. Reptilian Hydra is a must-have in a Reptilian deck because if I can get my opponent's attack to 0, I can destroy all my opponent's monsters to 0 attack and draw a card for each one when he's synchro summoned. And last but not least, Stardust Dragon, an obvious must-have if you've got Starlight Road. If you manage to get Starlight Road sent to the graveyard, you can still synchro summon him, and it'd be much better because he can use his effect better when he's properly synchro summoned. Okay, well that was my Reptile deck. Comment in the section below if you have any suggestions I should make to this deck. I do want to put a Brionac, an Ally of Justice Catastor, and a Black Rose Dragon in here. I just haven't been able to get hold of them because I don't have a job and I need money for that and stuff. But hope you all like it.